Hey everyone, Cody Menz here. I have another WoT's new video for you today. Today, just going over a little bit about the patch that released. We also have the Halloween and rank battles starting here coming up this week, and a couple little things from Supertest. First but foremost, you got tank rewards. Make sure that you redeem this. You don't have to redeem it until basically next Saturday, but why wait? Go in and redeem your stuff. Unfortunately, if you're like me and you actually have played all of these special events, this month you're not really that far along, but nonetheless, make sure you claim your stuff so you don't forget it. Twitch Prime, another new package drop, Queen Maeve kit. Camouflage actually looks pretty nice if you ask me. Like, I kind of like it here. Plus you get some goodies, and for the most part it's a nice little once a month thing. I'm sure we're gonna be getting a couple more of these coming along. Rank battles starts this Monday. Surprisingly, the Halloween mode starts Sunday, so we have two special events going on at the same exact time. If it wasn't hard enough to play everything and not play standard battles because there's all these special events, you get even more now. So yay, screw you if you want to play both of the modes, because it's already hard enough to do rank battles, and now there's the Halloween event. And yeah, to me, like, I get that their plans might have changed with a couple of hiccups this year, but it's almost like mean in a way. If you like playing the special modes and ranked modes and you like playing the game, they're throwing way too much here. And it might just seem like I complain about it every week, but it's not just me complaining about it. In any event, though, you have a certain amount of time that you can do this on NA or SA. Unfortunately, it's not open for a lot. It's open basically in the evening, but unlike other servers, NA and even the Asian server doesn't have a ton of time to do it. You can't play it like midday if that's the only time you can play. They did change a couple things. It's easier to get team killer status in the mode, specifically for Artie. Here's a new style for the T100 light tank that you can get for as few as 4,000 bonds. And, for the most part, there's some other little goodies, specifically the main prize being the Concept 1B, which, if you do want that tank, you have to participate, pretty much every time this pops up. There's going to be one more of these that pops up most likely early next year. So make sure you participate if you do want that Concept 1B, which you need 9 tokens for. Basically getting the 15 tokens if you didn't complete and get the Gold League last season, or part of this season, the last time this event popped up. You're not going to get that, but you can easily shoot for the advanced or the standard, but unfortunately the standard doesn't have a tank in it. Halloween's coming up. NA's doing a couple little community contests. Pop over, you can win some prizes if you submit either a costume challenge or a pumpkin carving challenge. They're going to be doing some special live streams as well. Clan Tour of Duty basically got added in 1.10.1 patch, and I don't know why they just didn't call it 1.11, but whatever. This starts October 26th. Basically, large, medium, small clans. It doesn't even matter if there's only a couple of you in there. You're going to be able to do stuff personally, and also if you like Platoon and play with your clanmates and get little goodies from it. Pretty cool stuff. Are any of these things like that significant? Not really, but it is something nice for people that do, play with their clanmates or just are in clans in general. So on Supertest, Eastport map, they're testing this map. It's been in development for quite some time. They kind of dropped it a while ago, but now they're kind of back at developing it. There's also, most likely we'll see next patch or patch after that, an Empire's Border rework that I've mentioned a few times, and also the Minsk rework. This one seems to be something that we'll probably see like spring of next year. It seems like a decent map with, a brawling spot, an open spot. Doesn't look, too different, but when it comes to it, it does have some tunnels, unless they've removed them, and some different gameplay elements when it comes down to that. Moving on here, though. So these are all of the 2D and 3D styles that came with the patch. There's the Queen Maeve one. However, there's a Prophecy one. Who knows how that's going to come out. There's the Distracting style. This almost seems like something from Warships. I think there's a naval There we go. Naval. There you go. Camouflage. Day of the Dead. Assuming that this is going to be tied to Halloween in some point. Or in some way. There's a new 3D style for the 703 version 2. Also the IS-22. There's quite a few 3D styles when it comes to the 705A. Also the ST2, and these look very similar. The 268. That is definitely not the 268 there. And also the T100 light tank. This is the one for the basically rank battles. So lots of little trinkets and stuff that they added. This is going to be the garage that pops up on Monday for the Mirny 13 Halloween event. In this event, essentially what you're going to be doing is you're going to be fighting bots, trying not to get killed by the super boss, collecting stuff, and basically trying to run away. So kind of similar to the Waffentrager event in a sense. And there's going to be 3 different levels of difficulty. You'll be able to pick a couple different types of tanks I think you can play as. And there's a bunch of little 3D styles, as you can see in this little screenshot here, for you to actually purchase. And they've got some light features, so most likely they're testing dynamic lighting when it comes to like tank models and stuff like that. But in any event, you know, just some decent little screenshots and stuff here. And seems pretty interesting. You know, this is something that they're probably going to be trying to bring into the game on a larger scale. Italian heavies continue to get balance. Tier 7 heavy here when it comes to the Caro P88 and also the Progetto Mod 66. All of these links, again, I forgot to mention in the beginning of this video, but if you've watched a few of them, found in the video description below. When it comes to the balance of these, pretty much straightforward, where, you know, they're similar to the Italian mediums, but slower, a little bit more armor, a little bit more of a punch to the guns. Yeah, so balance-wise, it seems pretty standard the way that they're balancing them. Tier 7, Tier 8, Tier 9, Tier 10, and I think there's like a Tier 6, but I could be wrong. I don't think we've really seen much of that, or I could be just making things up now. When it comes to the 1.10.1 common test, it's over, it's in the game now. However, the reason why I'm bringing this page up specifically is Wargaming's update 1.10, you know, page here, which, you know, looks all nice and pretty and stuff, but honestly, not too much info unless you start clicking through. Which I think is weird. You know, that you can scroll all the way down and then click on list of changes and it brings you to a list. It's just really weird that they're doing this, to be honest. Like, what's wrong with putting it all in one spot for people to read? But the reason why I have 3 things here is, unless you're going to go around and basically drive on a bunch of maps to see the map changes, you kind of have to go to the initial common test here, which shows you what they change on maps. Some of them small, some of them big changes. And there's also, I believe, some unlisted changes when it comes to, you know, little things on maps as well. Like somebody mentioned on, I think, steps, that some bushes have changed. But for the most part, you know, all these links you can find in the video description shows you what changed exactly, with the little sliders here to those maps. They also added encounter to those maps: Karelia, Studzianki, Westfield, and Pilsing. But when it comes to the main changes, if you go to the list here, a couple things to note. When it comes down to it, you know, noticeably the minimap has changed. I believe they're going to fix that you can't enlarge the minimap to the largest size. You only can go to the second largest size now. Maybe it's intentional. I think it's a bug and they'll end up adding it back in. The notifications for the battle communication are really tiny now. You know, I feel like they tried to listen to the player base saying that they're too large. Now they're too small. Maybe they'll add an option in to pick large, small, medium maybe, or allow us to do like different little sliders and stuff. When it comes down to another thing I wanted to mention here, here we go. So, huge thing I mentioned in my videos before, but now it's actually in the game. So vehicle destruction. Revise the logic of vehicle destruction. Now these objects completely absorb only HE, including HESH and heat shells. Other types of shells lose their armor penetration, so AP, APCR, you know, and APDS, you know, stuff like that. Also, the objects such as cars, trucks, tractors, buses, helicopters, airplanes. So, for those that did not know this, you know, when you shoot, like, say, I don't know, like a brick wall or a stone wall, World of Tanks with an AP shell, your shell goes through it. HE and hash HE, if you hit that, it blows up there. It does not go through that. But your AP and APCR shells travel through, but they lose some penetration. Now, whenever you have, before this patch, shot like a truck, a bus and stuff, like honestly, I use them as like tactical cover. You can actually do that to HE, HESH, AP, and they would always soak up one shell. Now, they don't work like that anymore. HE and HESH and heat will still not penetrate them. However, AP and APCR will go through those. They'll just lose some penetration. So it's a pretty big change. You don't get that one gimme freebie shell if you use those as cover. You might still block the shell or round coming at you. However, it will penetrate that now. So do keep that in mind. They also, you know, changed a little bit around with the sound. Reworked daily missions. And when it comes down to it, rebalanced a bunch of tanks. Specifically, the Chinese medium tanks get pretty good buffs. Object 140 buff, I'm sure some people complain, but honestly, this buff doesn't really do anything. And one thing, you know, with the patch here, and like this is where, you know, I hope that they fix this, is a lot of people are noting, and this did work on the test server, when you go into clicking these off so you don't see the dog tags if you don't want to see them, they're not working right now, from my understanding and from what people are saying. So hopefully they fix that. Me personally, I think the dog tags are a pretty cool idea. You can see who you killed and they show up if you hover over the battle list. But on top of that, I think it's something neat, you know, when it comes to giving you a little bit of a way to personalize your dog tag and, you know, stuff like that without it actually, you know, if they end up like monetizing it and like selling backgrounds and stuff, who really cares? But for the most part, you know, I like little stuff like this. It doesn't break anything game balance wise and stuff. Otherwise, you know, thanks for watching this week. The only other thing that I kind of put together tonight is for those that have seen my live stream and also who have been experiencing this issue, I was running into a ton of issues somewhat recently with desync and like lag problems with, you know, my tank not responding to movements and stuff like that. As of tonight, this is the first time I haven't experienced it in several weeks now, and it's because I'm not using mods. I'm pretty sure the Marks of Excellence extended mod that a lot of people use, including myself, I was using it because I was trying to 3-mark something and I failed miserably. I got up to 94.7% on the Type 4 Heavy and I'm down to 92 something now, and I'm extremely depressed and mad at myself. But in any event, since I installed that mod, put 2 and 2 together tonight because I'm not using mods right now because of the new patch, desync issues started with that. There was a case of that starting, this was like a year or 2 ago, where people would have issues with the game registering their shots temporarily using that mod, and I was having issues with my tank turning and also firing. It could just be a coincidence. To me, you know, it kind of makes sense, but I'm not exactly going to spend too much time diving into that. But in any case, if you're having that issue, it's worth trying, you know, that fix to see if it fixes it for you. In any event though, you know, thanks for watching, and have a good week. And I guess we're in for a doozy with the Halloween event and rank battles next week. And have a good one, guys. See ya.